Chapter 34. Part 1. Once he's on board with me, I ask him, "Can you unzip me, please?" I turn around so my back faces him and instantly I feel his fingers on my back. I gasp. He unzips me slowly and instinctively. I feel his fingers squirm up and down my spine, and I shiver, not because I am cold, but because of his touch. Suddenly, I turn around to face him and I wrap my arms around his wet hair, pulling him to kiss me, and taking us both by surprise by my actions. My fingers tangled in his hair as our tongues entwined, he snatches my hands and lifts them in the air. I am breathless. His lips move to my jawline and he kisses down to my neck, licking and sucking every inch of my skin, and I start to moan as he bites gently on my ear. His nose then runs across my neck at the same time he slips the wetsuit down to my hips, revealing my bra and stomach. At this very moment, I'm wishing I wore a more attractive brassiere than this plain white bra. He stops my deranged thoughts by trailing his nose down my throat, across my breasts, kissing and venerating me as he does, and I begin to whimper. I love your scent, Sushiana, he groans. I want to say the same about him, his scent is intoxicating, but I can't seem to say anything. I am out of words. Perhaps, he likes the ocean scent. After all, we were just swimming and I am covered in ocean scent along with goodness knows what else is in that ocean. Oh gosh, I smell like fish. So, whatever it is that he is smelling, it's not me. I sound insane right now, but all of a sudden, he distracts me by moving his hand and touching me with his fingertips down to my stomach, past my belly button, until he reaches just above the wetsuit. He looks up into my eyes. I notice his eyes are not the same baby blue but have become a darker blue. "Do you want me to stop?" he asks, and I shake my head. But I want you to answer a question." "Okay," I manage to say, but really it was more like a desperate plea. "Tell me." He groans and I know this is difficult for him to say because I feel him hardening against me. "How do you touch yourself?" "Huh? What?" That's not what I was expecting him to ask me. "Don't be bashful with me." "What do you mean touch myself?" "I don't understand." He rolls his eyes. "Do you touch yourself?" "Here?" he asks, his voice breathless when he moves his fingers right down there, and I gasp from his all-sudden touch. I feel the effect deep in my groin. For a moment I don't know what to say, and then I find the courage to speak. I barely say and hardly recognize my own voice, with it being laced with desire and a need I have for him right at this very second. He looks at me with disbelief and clearly does not believe me. "Wait, you have never touched yourself before?" I shake my head. He steps away from me and I pout. "Well, come with me," he breathes as he grabs my hand and leads me down to the cabin. "Why are we going down here for?" I ask, a little confused about what he's planning. "Well, since you never come before, you need to lay down for this," he chuckles, "but it's a mix of something else. Lust. I wouldn't want you fainting on me." "Oh. Holy hell." He shrugs. "Unless you don't want me to." "I don't want to make you do anything you don't want to do." "And no, I want you to." I can't believe I actually said that or that this is actually happening. I am going to give him my virginity in the middle of the ocean. I am bottled up with anticipation and feeling a little nervous. Will this hurt? Of course, it would hurt. They say that losing your virginity does hurt. At least that's what Camille told me. But I want to do this with Chris. I know this is moving fast, alright, very fast. Chris was basically a stranger to me, but I feel I have known him more than anyone could. I know about his family. His mother is a drug addict, his dad was never there for him, and his sister he loves dearly because they had to raise each other. So, Chris is no longer a stranger to me. However, I think there is more to Chris than what he has already told me. My deliberation goes away as soon as he's standing in front of me only in his black boxers, his manhood showing through his tight underwear. Holy shit. How did he remove his wetsuit already? I must have not noticed that he removed it when I was lost in my own thoughts. His hands move quickly to my wetsuit, and then slowly he drags it down. He taps my ankle, so I can lift my foot, and I oblige, repeating the same on my other foot, fully taking it off. At the present moment, I am standing before him only with my bra and panties. He's watching me with his blue eyes. Fuck. You are so beautiful, Sushiana. I want you, but it's not what you think. What? What does he mean by that? I gaze up at him. I want to ask questions, but I lose all train of thought when he starts licking my neck. Slowly he begins kissing and biting into the nape of my neck, dragging it through his teeth. Surely, going to leave a mark, but right now I don't care. I am going to do other stuff to you besides sex. You're not going to have sex with me? I question. No. At least not yet. He adds, then continues. There are other things to do other than sex. Like kiss you, he purrs into my neck. Kiss me. He has already kissed me. I shrug at the thought, but I decide to shut my mind off, and just part my lips so he can kiss me. He chuckles and he shakes his head. No, down here, he rectifies. Oh. I feel I have no experience when it comes to this stuff, but he must be turned on by it because he has a massive grin on his face. I look down and I flush. I am half naked for goodness sake, and no one has ever seen me like this before. I don't know why, but I feel I have to cover up, so I move my hands to cover myself. He picks up my chin and forces me to look up at him. Listen, Sushiana, you are very beautiful and the most beautiful girl I have ever seen. I roll my eyes. Yeah, right. I'm being serious right now, so don't cover up, at least not for me because you have nothing to be ashamed of. I am ashamed of my body, Chris. I mean, look at me, I blurt out. I am looking at you and you are a very beautiful woman. What? Is he for reals or is he just playing? And like he has read my mind, he says, I am not joking with you, I'm very serious. Okay. Okay, I say and decide for once in my life not to argue with him and just let it go. And I told you to stop rolling your eyes at me. No sooner am I preparing to challenge him on that statement, his face is buried between my breasts. Reaching behind me, he unclasps my bra, pulling the straps down my arms and throwing it behind him. I am about to cover my breast when he grabs my hands in his palm and pushes them to my sides. Hey! What did I tell you about covering up in front of me? I tell him, but soon he cuts me off. No, Sushiana. I said don't cover yourself in front of me. You got it. Also, don't you dare roll your eyes at me again or I'll just tease you. Tease me, I exclaim, and I can't believe I just said that. What has gotten into me? He raises his eyebrows in shock. Oh baby, you're going to be really fun to train. Train? What the hell does he mean by that? Lay down on the bed, he orders, and I oblige. He moves on top of me and gazes at my breast. Feeling brave, I arch my back, thrusting my chest to tease him, and he grins at me with pure pleasure on his beautiful face. I think you are the one who is teasing me now, he whispers. Maybe, I smile and shrug at the same time. He moans and he smiles before lowering his mouth and taking one of my nipples between his lips, sucking hard. With the other hand, he moves it to my other breast and cups me. Ah! I groan and feel my nipples hardening. He kisses me, bringing my moans into his mouth. I wonder if I should make you come this way. I want to make you feel really good, he murmurs in my mouth. Then goes back to my chest and flickers his tongue over each of my already tense nipples, circling and licking them. Oh goodness, his words alone are already driving me crazy, along with his tongue. He kisses me as he lowers down to my stomach. Resting his forehead, he remains like that for a while before he takes a deep breath of my scent and starts to proceed to my panties and slowly slips his fingers through them and touches me right down there. So wet for me. So responsive, he groans and I moan. I know he's not referring to me being wet from swimming, but a different kind of wet. I want to kiss you now, down there. Will you let me? I nod because I am not able to say anything. My body has taken over and my mind has completely shut down. He tugs down my panties and removes them off my legs, throwing them to the floor.